Okay, hello, hello. Hello to all my lovely members. Shout out to you for keeping all the readings on this channel full and free. Shout out to all the long-term subscribers, the new subscribers. Thank you for being here. Look, something's going on, and I've been feeling it kind of bubbling up for a little while now, but I thought that maybe it would go away and subside by this point, but it's not. Um, And when somebody just asked me to reschedule their 90-minute coaching session, I was like, well, it's about time. Let's go ahead and do a live here. So, yeah, okay. Just kind of trying to make sure that I'm in the right energy for this, this just, it's a lot. Okay, so we're going to get started. We're going to get started because I had to find this deck. I don't know why I was led to use this. This is the Sacred Destiny deck, and then here we're using the original Rider-Waite. So yes, thank you to everyone who has liked this video already. That is so kind of you to make sure that this message gets out to other divine feminines. I'm going to introduce the video, get started, and remember, this reading is sponsored by me and Mr. Lightwork and our courses. And not only does Mr. Lightwork have his Road to Reunion course that is changing the lives of divine feminines all over the world, I also have a business building course as well as a work from home course that should be coming out at the end of the week, if not by maybe Monday. And then I've got YouTube and publishing courses available. So if you're interested in working with us in the future, because honestly, I don't know if this energy is going to be too much. Sometimes I have to just click off at the end of the reading. So I'm doing this now. This is my website, thefierygrace.com. If you want to work with me, click services. If you want to take a course, click courses. You can either buy the modules, like the individual modules, just to take one thing at a time, or you can get the whole course, whatever you want to do. My email, thefierygrace.com. Welcome, welcome, welcome if you're new here. Welcome back if you have been a member. All right, let's go ahead, Grace. Welcome to Ascent. I'm Fiery Grace the Gifted, and today's reading is going to help you find clarity about your time for reunion and your divine masculine. Is this reading about your divine masculine? I think it's going to be really important for you, if this is, that you're aware of what's going on. More and more divine feminines are getting contacted by DMs that are in trouble, or I've even seen a couple messages that their DMs are in danger. So if you've been feeling really, really good lately, everything's fine, and you just want to stick around and hang out in the chat and provide some support and assistance, we are grateful for your energy, for your good vibes. But if you've been feeling this lately, I am here to help you get clear. There is like this dark energy attempting, it's like a takeover, like a corporate takeover, how they would just come in and just take over the whole company. It's like they're trying to take over. And I think your DM is starting to understand that they have never been in control here. Seriously. They have never been in control in this situation, in spite of what they told themselves. So again, thank you for supporting. I'm going to go ahead and start to shuffle. And I had to clear these decks, so that's where we were a couple minutes delayed here. Let's go ahead and get started. The world, starting at the end, okay? The end brings in the new beginning, but really not being sure of what it means. In fact, there's a part of me that thinks this divine masculine is trying to fight off the ending, fight off, not knowing that the new beginning comes. They think that there's something that they've yet to experience. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, seriously. Page of Swords, Knight of Swords. There is something they feel like they're supposed to handle before they can move forward. And it's really urgent for them. And Queen of Wands. I think they lack the inspiration that they need to move forward right now. I don't think they're very excited. And again, normally I don't look at this card as the karmic, but we know that most readers, well, I don't know, because I haven't watched readers in so long, but when I watched Twin Flame readings back, a few years ago, every time this card came up, Queen of Wands was the karmic card. So I do think we're on the right track here, in the right place. Let me split this. Nine of Pentacles, divine masculine feeling alone. And I think this may be where many of you are sensing or even hearing from them that they're worried about you. which is very interesting to me. Why is it that with the dark energy in their life, they're thinking about you? They're worried about you. They're thinking something must be wrong with you. Well, if you reflect on what you know your divine masculine may have been going through lately, in fact, I look up and I see somebody said, mine lost 3 friends last week. Okay, seriously, you guys, if they're thinking that there are people in their life who are in danger because they know that the dark energy is trying to kind of go through the people they care about to get to them, there's a reason that they're thinking of you. So on one side, it's like I'm worried about my divine feminine because, you know, I don't know what's going on with them. And on the other side, they're feeling alone and feeling like they should keep their divine feminine away just in case. We always hear that, you know, what is it? Divine's rejection is protection. This is really strong today, though. This isn't just like, oh, protecting you from simple things. This is like protecting you from something real. That's I don't like this. And the Magician, look at this golden energy we've got. Both of these energies to me say the divine masculine is trying to cling to the light. But there's something about this that says they are in action mode. They're really doing what they can to work through this energy. They've gathered their resources. They're trying to figure out, how can I use this to my advantage and not let it get me down? Hold on, let me look at this. See, this is the card that I saw. This is the card that I saw that I knew I had to get this deck out. So we've got Voyage to Freedom. Power. With the lightning strikes in the city down below. All right. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. It's like I can't be free until I've saved it. Because that power card felt very dark. And forgiveness. And that to me goes along with this 9 of Pentacles. And as I said that, I got this little, like, what would you call that? It's not a pain, like a dull in my, what is this? My right side of my head. A little tap. What are we forgiving, though? There's a part of me that feels like they know they need forgiveness. Taking risks. And there's the bird from the Freedom card. And there's the sky opening up and the night leading to day. It's like night here, day here. What in the world? But this to me says there's this repeating cycle. That's the same structure all the way back through. It's like a big old circle of this. What in the world is going on with them? Purity. The white wolf. This is making me think about like the sun and the moon together. Eclipse. Okay. Okay. All right. We're getting somewhere. Oh, man. All right. I'm going to set up a spread here. I was about to split this for no reason. Whew. If you need to know anything, make sure you check out the description. And if you're watching this later, you can always check out the pinned comments. Oh, congratulations, by the way, to Allison Griff for winning the comment signature prize for March. You get a free personalized reading. You can email me at thefierygrace@gmail.com to get that. Come here. I'm kind of a little shaky right now. All right. 2 and 2. I feel like I'm going to do like this. Well, I think I want one more, though. In fact, I think I want to do... Here, I'm going to put this up here. I want to do, like, clarifiers with each of these. Okay. I think that's how we're supposed to use this deck. So, yes, if you're interested in winning a free reading at the end of every month, which this month I'm obviously a little bit late. I've been working through getting a course done. Oh, no, don't turn it. Oh, okay. All right, fine. Jeez. But if you're interested, you just leave a comment signature. The way Allison Griff won is she was the only person to leave a comment signature on Mr. Lightwork's reading where he had some sound issues. Everybody else was cracking jokes and making fun of him, but she left her comment signature. I went to that one on purpose just because I figured only the loyal people would have left a reading or a comment signature, but she was actually the single person, the only one. All right, so congratulations to Allison. All right. What are we doing here? All right, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel this feels like totally off. I feel like there is a sexual an energy. Uh, I feel like it is. It has to be. It's very intense. I don't want to say like a dirty dream. I don't think that's what this means, but there's something going on with the divine masculine where they've been experiencing this energy at night. They've been experiencing this energy when they sleep, when they lie down, and there's something very um just very overwhelming about it. But I don't know if it's about you, if it's about the karmic, if they're being, it makes me think of like a succubus or something. So, all right, okay. I'm like, okay. What do I need to understand about this very intense sexual energy that the divine masculines have been experiencing lately? I feel like it's been coming up for at least a week in their life. Knight of Swords. So, okay, this is what I'm telling you. There is something from their past, something that is guiding them. And I'm wondering if this energy in particular is how they've known how to move in the past. Like they know when to make a change in their life, when to make a move in their life, when to follow this, when to get rid of this, it's very, very strong. And I think what this is telling me is this is a part of them taking action. Now, I'm not going to say that as a divine feminine, I am not a very sensual, sexual person, but we know that typically it is the masculine energy who is more driven by that, more physical things. And so this is the hard part though, is how would, is it an urge, like a longing, or that's what I can't really pin down. But this is where it started last week that I was like, that's weird. Like that's strange. But no, this is something I think the divine masculines usually are triggered by to pay attention to. This could be karmic or dark energies in their life withholding sex as a way of messing with them. This could be something with them using it. But for some reason, this feels like a lonely energy. It feels like an urge and and something that's being satisfied. So there is something happening. Maybe perhaps divine is using this, or even again, something dark is using this. This is what I cannot understand. And maybe you will know your divine masculine best to know what kind of influence that type of energy has on them. But it is making them feel like they need to do something. There's something they have to go back and fix. What is this about? Success and this Black Panther. Now, some of you, I don't know why, but I can't remember if this is the right movie, but I'm thinking about Anchorman, was it? Is that the right one? Anchorman, where there was like a scent that was said to be like an aphrodisiac, but it actually was like deadly, like they couldn't breathe with it. I can't remember now what that was, but it might not have been this. But this is something that is telling me they are rushing in, and you can kind of even see like in the background here, we've got the palm trees, we've got the trees. I think that they're going back in, and oh wow, we've got an eclipse in the corner. I didn't even notice that. Okay, you guys, there's something going on with the eclipse. This panther energy, if there's anybody who can look this up, and even what is this, like a cockatiel or something like that? I don't know what kind of bird this is. I'm not really a bird person. But there's something about this that they feel like they have to go back in order to bring their success forward. Now, many people will say that the more successful a man is, the more that he wants to have sex because he feels like he's in his prime and in his power. And in fact, we saw that. And what did I tell you? That power felt very dark. I think that this could be that for some divine masculines, there has been a sexual component to the manipulation, which means it's probably a person that they're dealing with. But I think this could also be saying that there is something in their life that knows when to tap into this part of them to manipulate them otherwise. Whether that, some people believe in like dark forces, demons, whatever, even like black magic kind of stuff, whatever you believe in. I think you need to ask yourself, how has this been influencing my divine masculine? Because if I remember correctly, I felt from the very beginning of this reading that the divine masculine thinks that they have power, but they don't. And many people know that it is very easy to manipulate masculine energies using sexuality. So this right here, I don't even know how this is the topic of this particular position right now, but it was the very first thing that came to my mind when I was like, what am I doing? What are we looking into? So, okay, all right. I think I'm going to step away from this a little bit because like I said, this is just crazy to me. But ask yourself what it would be that someone could use, or some energy could attach itself to your divine masculine and give them this idea that they're in control, that they've got it, they know what's going on, when really it's dragging them deeper into darkness, keeping them asleep. Oh man. Okay. So it's almost like this divine masculine is going to this oasis. They're looking for some very rich place to just to relax, or to maybe draw on the energy. There's something about this. Oh, all right. And this is a sync. Remember, we saw this in our energy with that Page of Swords. So we know we're on the right track, but there's something about this that's making me think they ran up to the oasis, and then like in the desert, it was just a, what is that called? A mirage. Okay. You know, it's like salt and sugar look the same, but everything that glitters is not gold. And there's something here that they are realizing wasn't what they thought. Like they're about to run into this place thinking, this is where I'm going to find my success. This is what I've been trying to achieve. This is what I've been trying to do all along. But they're wrong. When they get there, it's not going to be what they thought it was. So what do we need to know? Let's look here first. Queen of Cups. Somebody has been lying to them about who they are. Now, this goes deep. Because if we're supposed to be their Queen of Cups, we're supposed to be their lighthouse on the shore. We're supposed to be the ones that really bless them and help them, but someone else is pretending to be us. Or okay, hold on, because that sounds like the whole doppelganger thing, and I just don't think there are that many people really experiencing that. But you know what? Oh crap. I just read a story this morning about something like that. Did you guys hear about this? This lady was friends with a lady who looked a lot like her. And she actually tried to poison her and take her passport, but the lady survived. And when she came home, she found that there was money missing and her passport was missing. And this lady's going to get like 25 years in prison and then have to go back to Russia. If you know what I'm talking about, but if not, look it up. It was very strange. Why is that coming to my mind right now? I guess because I'm thinking about someone pretending to be somebody, but I don't think it was that serious. Like, I don't think these people are even that connected to the divine feminine. I feel like they're more using the divine masculine connection. So this to me says, this person knows about you. They know who you are. They've asked questions to get this ability to kind of replace you. Not like replace, not like this crazy lady, but like to say, okay, what was this girl like? What was this guy like? Tell me about them. What did you like about them? What didn't you like about them? And then they stepped into that whole role. Mind you, they've been playing the whole time. And after a while, that gets exhausting. I have a relative who, you know, she only could ever date a guy for about 2 months. Okay. She ended up getting married to a guy that was abusive to her back in the day, which is crazy to me. But you know, their relationship lasted about 2 weeks or 2 months before I don't think he hit her, but I think he like pushed her. Like, I think he was like, just stop. Like, because she couldn't help but reveal herself. She would pretend to be kind of like, I'm a Barbie. I am like so perfect and so sweet and cute. But she's really, really bitchy. And most of the people that she dated would start to see the red flags. And again, I don't think she ever made it past 2 months with any of these people. So again, I'm not trying to out this person. That's why I said it's a relative. You don't need to know who it is. But I know people like this. People who pretend to be this great person. People who pretend to be loving and compassionate, but they cannot keep it up. And eventually their true nature, their true colors shine. And honey, I'm telling you, something has been happening in the last few weeks, maybe probably this whole year, where this person is starting to lose their patience, I think, with having to act like this. And I don't think they realized how hard it would be to keep up with trying to pretend to be another person. So what's the clarifier here? I'm sorry, but that's amazing because we've got this lady on the shore, and I think this is us. But this is what the divine masculine realizes, that it was all a trick. It was all a ploy. It was an illusion. There's this like foggy, tree line. It's not a beautiful beach. It's a little lake somewhere in the middle of nowhere, which can be really, really beautiful. But if we're talking about somebody that goes out of their way to pretend they are this deep, vast ocean and they have all this love, but they're really just, kind of wearing the cloak, this illusion cloak, to try to trick someone. After a while, when things are illuminated, especially when we're talking about during eclipse season, when, oh my goodness gracious, the divine masculine in your life is no longer able to see. And it's crazy because I just realized I was talking about an oasis, and it's like, yeah, the closer they get, they think they're running up on this beautiful shoreline, and it turns out they're still in the middle of the country. They're not even close to the coast. Divine feminine, you are that coastline, and that must be what this is about. Okay. You can see the mountain in the background here, and again, there's something about this that feels like it's deep in the middle of a country. And you get into the middle of this country, you start to climb the mountain, and you reach this point. And it's like somebody lied to this divine masculine and told them, oh yeah, if you come here with me, you're going to be in the middle of this really beautiful space and everything's going to be wonderful. Don't worry, just come. Again, this is succubus energy. Okay, all right, but hold on, guys, because I don't really know exactly a lot about succubi. So do I think that this is some sort of like demonic spirit? Is that what they are? Or are they, I don't know what they are. No. But I do think it can be likened to that. Okay. I do think that this person is really going out of their way. It's like a siren on the shore. Again, a lot of things that could be very familiar to the feminine energy, but it's the intention behind it that isn't pure. And it's oh my gosh, it's devastating. So as the divine masculine chases success, the only thing they really care about, they keep getting things that are showing up in their life to prove to them that they are off, that they have been lied to, that they are completely out of control here, and that somebody else in their life is totally manipulating them, or some energy in their life is trying to trick them. I feel like when the divine masculine finally figures this out and this is illuminated, think about what I just said. Again, I am not at all trying to write off any kind of abusive situation. I know there are all kinds of situations. There are men who can be abused by women. I am being multi-ethnic and being in a lot of different situations in my life, being around rich, being around poor, being around all these different things. It has allowed me to open up my heart and mind to understand that there are so many different types of people that go through so many different types of things. It's not always that one little thing. So I just want to be very clear what I'm about to say and what I've just said about this relative of mine, that I don't think it was appropriate for this man to put his hands on this person. You know what I mean? Like, that's not cool. The fact that they got married later, and I don't know how they're doing. Hopefully they're fine, right? You would hope that maybe it was just like I can't do this, because this person, again, was the person, the female person that I'm talking about was a B, like nasty, put her hands on people kind of person. So think about it this way. What happens when someone who you thought was one way puts on this front and then suddenly reveals themselves to be a snake, and then starts doing things and antagonizing you, or even putting their hands on you? That is an unsafe situation, and people react in all kinds of ways, and they just snap. And that's what I feel right now, is like there is this clash. There is this huge clash, like the divine masculine is fighting through right now. And whether that means physically, emotionally, spiritually, I kind of want to look at this and say, what's going on? What are they fighting about? What is the focus? Whoa, the Hierophant, the belief. You're not who I thought you were. This situation isn't what I thought it was. And God only knows what this means. How did you get into this situation? How did you get into this? How did you get to a point where you believed that this was the right way to go? Did this person use something to manipulate and trap you and trick you to where it wasn't even just about them, but it was about this whole big thing? And now you're under this umbrella of some relief or some tradition. This is why I try to explain to you guys, it doesn't always have to be a karmic partner. It could be a karmic person, like a parent even. There are parents who will use, or even kids, but I try not to lean too much on the kids because it's like they're, hopefully if we're talking about young kids, they're innocent. They don't really know what they're doing. Maybe they learned the manipulation from somebody else. But there's something about this that's like, no, somehow this person was led to believe certain things. And it wasn't just about what this person was like, oh yeah, this is what you should do. It was like, this is what you should do, and here's why. If you believe in this, then everything will change. And let me tell you something, to find out you were lied to. Like, I remember I watched this video one time of this guy who had left the Mormon church. And again, I'm not speaking about whether I think it's good or bad to be Mormon. No, I'm just remembering his response and how when he left, everyone who loved him, I mean, turned on him like crazy. And all of a sudden, the people that he thought were just so loving and kind, they were extremely abusive towards him. And I'm just thinking, that's again the devastation of being a part of something and being told that you are like superior and you're special and all these things, only to be then told like, oh, if you don't believe like we believe or do what we do or whatever it is, then it's not even like we're going to just shun you, but we're going to go out of our way to hurt you. So this is why it's a fight, and it's not just a walking away. It's like if you're not for us, you're against us, and if you're against us, we're going to destroy you. This is really bad. I'm really shocked though at why we're using this deck. Has to be for you guys. And what I mean by that is, if you are drawn to any of these signs and sinks, like, oh, a pine tree or a lake, or I feel like this might even be a waterfall back here or something. Oh my gosh, I just realized there's another moon. Wow, there's a moon in both of these. Can you see this? Moon. What in the world? I just realized this. So do you see my point? I feel like this extra deck, I don't know why it's being used. The only thing I could think is there's so many pictures on here that you're supposed to see. So what is the clarifier for this with this fight? That it's not just about being able to walk away. It's almost like having to fight for their life or fight for their truth or fight for what's theirs, or again, like just fight to make it, because these people or this situation or whatever, if you're not moving with it, it turns against you and it crushes you. What's going on? Abundance. Now, abundance is directly under success. I don't know what any of these flowers are to be able to be like, maybe it could be this or this or this. Beliefs about abundance, though, that stands out so much, because what are we saying here? If the divine masculine is being used by some sort of sexual energy to trap them, or if it is usually their sexual energy that guides them forward to do what they need to do or whatever they want to do, and that's their idea of success, and what leads them to success is like, oh, I'll be this viral person to be able to go and do what I want to do and sleep with who I want to sleep with, or whatever they believe success to be. And these people manipulated them with their beliefs about abundance. Again, I'm going to go back to the Mormon thing I do not have an opinion about this, you guys. Okay? I do not. But I remember this person saying, and this is where I don't know enough about it, so please correct me if I'm wrong, if you are Mormon or were Mormon or whatever. But I think it's something like, and I hope it was Mormon. Is Mormon LDS? Is that the same thing? Okay. Anyways, because I think that might be what he said. Anyways, something like you have like a heavenly inheritance, or I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was kind of like their reasoning behind, like my reasoning behind being a Christian is, I want people to be saved because I believe that maybe we might all go to hell, and I don't want you to go to hell. So, okay, that's where I want you to be saved. Well, I think for Mormons, it was like, we want our family to be saved because when we die, we all go to heaven together and we get to live in like this great place. And the more good works that we did, we have more stuff, or we have a better life, like a bigger mansion kind of thing. Again, please correct me if I'm wrong, but the fact that that's what I went to here and it's totally random makes me think, and the fact that this is under here, it's like, not only do they have to fight off the belief of whatever it is they thought, like believing whatever they believed and going with that, But they now have to shift their understanding of abundance. Like they now have to completely change what they thought it meant to be abundant, how to get abundance, how to pursue a life of success that just brought abundance in naturally. Do you know what this tells us? They have been being lied to this whole time. They've been pursuing a very specific path, and someone in their life that was pretending to be you used this knowledge that this person was really into the money and the finances and the whatever to kind of draw them in. Again, I'm telling you, it's the succubus. Because I think if I think about the sirens on the sea, wasn't the point of like the mermaids, isn't that what weren't sirens considered like mermaids? And then the mermaids sat on the rock and they called the sailors in, and the sailors followed the beautiful sound because they knew it was coming from a woman and they'd been at sea. So they was trying to get it in. Am I mistaken here? Because again, I feel like I'm going into a bunch of lore that I don't really know about, but I'm seeing it so clearly. So it's like if the siren on the sea was bringing in these men using the temptation of sexuality, then this person was being brought in and lured in by the temptation of success and abundance. And they said, if you go this way, if you do this, then you get this. Dang. This is kind of scary because I think what this says is, especially if this person's been dealing with a person. Now, if they haven't been dealing with a person and it's a thing or a situation, which can be so scary because situations can involve people too, but also things, and it's really extra complicated. If it hasn't been a person, I would say that that's kind of even more scary because of the whole idea of the fact that it's the beliefs, because this could be a lifelong set of beliefs, which is like, that's really hard to break free from. But if it is a person, the hope here is that we can leave behind the person and also leave behind the lies. Like that guy who I was talking about, he's like a YouTuber. I just happened to watch a random video. But it was like, I think really hard for him to leave behind the idea of no longer being a part of that church he was a part of, because it also then he had to like work through his understanding of heaven and like, what is heaven real? What does it mean to me? That kind of thing. And so now it's like this person is going through, and that might be why they're trying to go back. That might be why they're trying to figure out, like, before I met this person or got into this situation, what did I know and what did I believe? Because they came in and tricked me. And now that I'm being illuminated to their trickery and that their beliefs were all either lies or, just a manipulation against me, maybe not even just a lie because they actually believed it, but because they knew to use it. Well, what does this all mean? This is why they're contacting you guys. Seriously. This is why they're contacting you. Because think about it. Before they got to this new place in their life where this person, place, thing, situation, whatever, tricked them and lied to them, there was you. And there were no games. There was no nonsense. It was all love. It was about moving forward and being together. And then this situation comes in and they go a completely different direction. They go backwards. And now they're thinking, wait a minute, I got to get back to where I was before because you had the answers. You knew what was really going on. You helped them think clearly. Again, please continue to comment because people don't believe it till they see it. Please continue to comment when you're getting these calls, especially if you're getting the call in the middle of the reading. Every time I say that, then someone else comes and says, oh my gosh, it just happened to me. So it's like, okay, I know that this is real, but there is something about entering into reunion vibrations that almost like unlocks something. But even more, it's gotten beyond that now. I'm telling you, people are having their DMs contact them and it's like, we need to meet. I need to talk to you. I need to see you. This is what's going on. Please help. It's beyond just, oh, I need a little bit of advice. But if they call you for a little advice, take the advice I gave you the other day and be prepared for these calls, you guys. This is crazy. It makes a lot more sense now. If they're having to fight someone trying to basically like destroy them. Oy vey. Okay. grace focused. So what is the wake-up call? Raise your hand if you live in Florida and were one of the millions of people who got awakened at 4:43 this morning by an emergency alert that was supposed to happen on the TV. An extreme alert that went and bypassed your stuff. Because as I look at this and I think wake up call, I think emergency alert. That makes me wonder if something happened last night. Wasn't last night the eclipse too? See, you guys, I need to keep up more with the dates and the times and stuff. I used to keep up with it really, really well, but I just kind of move with the flow now. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that last night was the eclipse. I'm pretty sure. But I don't think it was at 4 a.m. because that was only in Florida. So just keep that in mind. But it's like, all right, what happened to them? What happened that woke them up out of the deepest levels of sleep on that spiritual space, on that spiritual plane? Oh, yeah, let's go here. Ego death. Ego death. Bruh. How do you wake up after ego death? Wow. Because the ego was the one that was awake. This to me says that this is divine. This is divine masculine. This is divine masculine, guys. Hold on, what's this? Inner peace. This is divine masculine. We just left that Pisces energy going into Aries. You guys, this is divine masculine. Okay, listen to me. Something is happening in your divine masculine's life that is helping them free themselves from where they were, from the lie, from this manipulation of tradition or religion or anything like that. And as they watch their ego finally just surrender or be forced to surrender because they could not deal with it anymore, it's like the light bulb turns on over their head. It's like suddenly they see more clearly than they ever have before. And it's like they didn't even it's a coma. It's like a coma dream. Y'all, I still have weird moments, especially when I'm really tired or I'm really stressed out, where something weird will happen. And it's not deja vu. That's not the way I can describe it. But it's like, it almost doesn't feel real. I'm talking like walking down the street, you know, with Mr. Lightwork on a walk or something. I'm talking like I'll in the middle of a reading sometimes, I will just have this moment where I think, is this real? Sometimes I feel like I need to talk to a therapist about it. But then I feel like they're going to be like, well, does it affect your life? And it's like, no, I just have this weird feeling sometimes. And I'm very aware of it. I'm keenly aware of it. And I think to myself, is this just a coma dream? And it doesn't even make sense because everything else is too real and it all flows. But I'm telling y'all right now, it's like they were not in the reality that they thought they were. And they just opened their eyes and it's like, hey, there's something happening here that I never was able to see until now. And I could not be at peace because my ego was running everything. I could not believe what was in front of me because, oh, it's 420 on 420. Sorry, I just happened to see this. Because, wait a minute, this is 5. Sorry, because I just realized we've got 11 up top, 15 on the bottom, and that means that's ego. Oh, wow, this is connected. I just realized something. I'm so sorry, you guys. I just got this massive download. They're letting go of the need for the abundance they thought they needed. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is huge. Because their inner peace allowed them to realize that it was their ego seeking it in the first place. And now, oh my gosh, okay, they're surrendering. They're surrendering to something huge. I want to look at the next card because I feel like this is going to describe everything. I was going to just ask, like, what does divine want us to know here? But I think this is like, no, what is it that they have surrendered to? Now that they've received the illumination, I love this, success and abundance, illumination, inner peace. You can kind of see the dividing line here. What is it that we need to understand about our divine masculine now that they're in their peace? They've realized they don't need what they thought they needed. Wow, they're putting it all down. Some of you know I do not like this card. The Five of Swords is one of my least favorite cards to pull on the deck because there's something about the energy that I just don't really like very much for some reason. But one time I actually read, and I think I can do it again here. Let me find it. I actually read in the book, the original Rider-Waite book, not like the angel book sometimes I like to read from. Okay, here's Five of Swords. A disdainful man looks after two retreating and dejected figures. Their two swords lie upon the ground. He carries two others on his left sword, and the third sword is in his right hand, point to earth. He is the master in possession of the field. Degradation, destruction, reversal, infamy, dishonor, and loss, and the same with burial and obsequies. Obsequies? What is this word? I was about to say what was I about to, I don't even know what I was going to say because now I'm trying to say this. Obsequies. Obsequies. Okay. I feel like this goes beyond just somebody who is smug and somebody who thinks that they have it all and somebody who thinks that they're winning everything. It's like they have to surrender, because if they don't, there is going to be a lot more death in front of them if they're not willing to stop this. And you know what I just realized? Wow. We've got 1, 1, 1, 10 right here. 5 plus 5 is 10. This whole thing is 11, 11. But there's two new beginnings. I think that the divine masculine here is starting to understand something. If I don't let go, if I don't surrender to divine, I will repeat this cycle. And as much as it might feel like exciting and fun and whatever in my own little way, the truth is there is something that is weighing me down, something that I cannot release, something that I'm still holding on to. And it's going to continue to cause me more disability when I'm trying to be fully capable within myself to fight off these horrible things. It's going to weigh me down. It's going to overwhelm me into a point where I can't even move anymore. I'm sorry, but I don't know about you guys. Have you ever had to hold something in one hand for a really freaking long time? And then you put it down and it's like, or your arm is numb and you're like, oh my gosh. The divine masculine has been holding on to this relationship, keeping you on the back burner for so long. I think they're realizing I can't do this anymore. As much as I hoped that it would be easier to follow this path and go this route, I'm realizing now I don't want this anymore. I want to do what's right. I want to do what needs to be done. I think that they know that they're going to repeat this cycle. And I think after seeing the ego death happen, this looks like it's the same area. You can see the mountains in the background. He's on the shore. I think that they're going to realize that they've been getting lucky all this time, that they were winning and kind of getting over on these other people. Eventually, if you keep beating people like this is what's going to happen. They're going to bring a whole gang to try to mess with you. You see what I'm saying? If they said, hey, I'm going to destroy you if you try to leave and seek inner peace, and they come back for you with a vengeance, you, I think, finally realize I better stop playing around. What's the clarifier here? Flexibility. And I see a tunnel of love. I don't know if any of you have ever walked down a path like this where the trees kind of come over or they've built an arch around it. Every time I see it, is it me or does everybody think like that? Like the whole tunnel of love thing? Because I see it really clearly. And what I think is interesting is we had the panther, but now we have the tiger. So, okay, I'm going to be real with you. There's something about these images that feel like they don't fit the reading as much as they should. And yet like they're supposed to be here. So if panther, tiger, tunnel of love, fish, koi fish, pine tree, lake, forest, tidal wave, waterfall, blood moon, new moon, eclipse, golden glitter skies. I mean, I don't, whatever these flowers are. If any of this stuff rings true, like, you need to look it up, look up the symbolism immediately after this reading. Because there's something here that just feels so strong. I'm going to read flexibility. Open to leadership. Okay. Bamboo in the wind. Now, y'all know how I am about the bamboo story, okay? The symbolism of bamboo runs deep. Whereas many larger, seemingly stronger trees will break in high winds, bamboo simply bends and sways. Its flexibility allows it to survive and even thrive while other species suffer. Even during a hard winter, when its branches are laden with snow, bamboo doesn't break. It snaps back when the snow melts in the spring. It has a strong root system so that even during great storms, it survives. Wow. Almost like they got flooded with inner peace to help wash out. It's like the charioteers following the children of Israel into the Red Sea and it sweeping them away, and divine masculine just had to kind of wait till the waters receded. Additionally, it is often a symbol of abundance because of its rapid growth. This is a new level of abundance. Be flexible with the abundance you think, or the way that you think you're supposed to get abundance. Don't listen to the people who make you false promises, and follow your divine path. Its upward, verdant, constant growth is used as a metaphor for the fulfilling rise of prosperity. The meaning of this card is rich and varied. It cautions you to be flexible in your life. Be willing to bend and yield. There are times to stand strong, but there are also times to go around a situation rather than face it head on. Interesting. Interesting. This card also suggests being amenable to change. It is a fantastic card for abundance and prosperity, and it suggests that if you are flexible, prosperity can and will come your way in all areas. Additionally, it suggests that this is a time of rapid growth ahead. Don't resist it. This card is how to surrender. Don't resist the time of rapid growth ahead of you. The time is right for this surge of spiritual growth to occur. Y'all, I don't know what's going on. How wild, too. Even the idea, the name of this, Sacred Destiny at the top of this mountain. There's something big going on. And it's such a strange mixture of decks for me today. I don't really understand why I was led to use these. I had 2 other decks out, actually. And look at that. The Sun card. The Sun with what? The Sun and the Hermit. 199. Someone should look that number up and tell me what it means. The baby's got a flag with a stick, like he's got a wand. The Hermit's got a wand. It's like, what's going on here? What is the wand about? I think it's the walking stick to kind of take them through. Maybe we could even consider it some bamboo here as the reminder to be flexible. But I do think that the Sun represents the inner peace, the ego death that comes after and then brings inner peace. It's like, I think this is the fresh start to them. This is representing the fact that their divine masculine is so young and so new and so fresh here. Now, hold on. What do we need to understand here? Embracing what? Embracing wisdom. And it's a mermaid. Oh, snap. Y'all, and look at all the fish. Okay, hold on. Let's before we look there, let's look here. Is this a moon? Is that a moon or no? I can't tell. Because I feel like the sun is setting. Like, because it's got this bright light. But we see this. Is this some sort of heron? Heron? I don't know. I don't know what this is about. Again, I think that these cards are for you to be able to understand something on a deeper level. Each and every one of you is going to see some sort of sign. And if I were you, to be supportive to this tribe, I would come back and I would copy paste whatever research I find and leave it in the comments. Not everybody understands the simplicity of Google, okay? So I really would encourage you, whenever you find information, if you're willing to share it with the tribe, please do it. Now, so we've got embracing and then we've got wisdom. So it's interesting to me that we see the bird above the water, okay, but the legs or the feet are in the water, and then below the water, we see wisdom. So inner peace brings wisdom. Both of these are underwater. This energy of illumination that came in and brought the light of truth to this very clouded situation was keeping them above the water. It's like all along the information was there. All along the information was there. The true divine feminine has been trying to show them, to bring them to the edge so they could see this. This is so crazy. This is so crazy to me. I'm just blown away. And I love the fact that we have embracing wisdom, and then back here we've got the Hierophant, or I'm sorry, the Hermit. I mean, we had the Hierophant, we've got the Hermit now. Oh, you guys, this is wild. Oh my gosh. I'm kind of just in awe right now because it's like the darkness in their life has been revealed or is being revealed right now as we speak. Some of them had an awakening just last night and got woken up at 4:44 in the morning saying, hey, are you watching? Are you paying attention? Okay, I had the funniest thought last night. It's not really funny, but it was funny to me in the moment. So when the alarm blares in the room and Mr. Lightwork and I's phones both go off and we sit up, you know, of course my heart's racing, my adrenaline's pumping, but then he falls back to sleep like 5 minutes later because he's just like that. He can just fall asleep anywhere. But I'm up until like 6 o'clock. So at some point I get up and I kind of like go to wash my face off a little bit and just like get back into the mode of sleeping. And I think to myself, how messed up would it have been if somebody in Florida had like a robber in their house that was like, you know, the perfect time to break into someone's house is 4 o'clock in the morning, and they break in and they're tinkering around and then the alarm goes off and like exposes them. I know that might sound weird, like, Grace, what are you talking about? I'm bringing that up because I'm saying, what if your divine masculine had this wake up call yesterday? Like they wake up and they catch this person having a phone call, you know, with somebody, or they catch this person going through their phone, or you know what I mean? Like red-handed because their phone's blaring in their hand. I'm just saying there's just something weird about the fact that the entire state of Florida received millions of people received a wake-up call at 4:40 something this morning on the night, I believe, of the eclipse, or the morning of the eclipse, and that there's just some weird stuff happening. I know not everybody's DM lives in the United States, let alone Florida. But my point is, I feel like large portions of the collective are being brought to awakening, okay? And there are things that get revealed in the darkness. And I think the divine masculine was a part of this in some way. Like that for me was a message as a reader to understand what was going on. But to think that the divine masculines all over the world could be experiencing these different reasons to just have a random wake up, that was an accident. Again, it was not meant to happen. That was supposed to be on the television at 4:50 a.m. I'm just telling you what we know, okay? And yet it did happen anyways. It seems like a fluke, but it occurred. And I think it's really important for the divine feminine to recognize there are things happening all around us that don't make sense, that shouldn't be happening, that are in some cases very annoying and kind of, you know, everybody was mad. But in other cases, it's miraculous. Like, what if somebody got woken up and their baby had been, you know, accidentally turned over in the crib and they just happened to go check on the baby? I know all this sounds crazy, but this is the kind of thinking that I've got right now. This very strange turning point moment, okay? That turns into something good, and it is changing the divine masculine's life for good. So allow them in. If they call, if they reach out, if they need to see you, if they need to talk. Again, I always tell people, don't give them any money, you know, don't do anything out of the ordinary for you, okay? Don't do anything crazy. But if you can talk to them, if you can be there for them, if you can give them advice, if you can help them, or if you have it to where you can help them in another way, then do it, because there is something going on. It is changing the face of this planet because the divine feminine and divine masculine are coming into balance in a new way. And I'm just really, really excited to see what comes next. All right. All right. I have a reading and I know I'm going to be late for it if I don't get going soon. Did I already do this? Why do I feel like I did this? Did I do this? Welcome to my channel. I'm Fiery Grace the Gifted. I'm an intuitive life strategist, and I'm here to help the Twin Flame Collective through everything, every part of the journey, good, bad, ugly, whatever it is. Mr. Lightwork and I are willing to help. He has an amazing course right now at mrlightwork.com. I have a bunch of courses and phone calls and all kinds of readings available at thefierygrace.com. There is a sale going on for 44% off. And again, Allison Griff, Allison Griff. She won, well, I don't know. They won. Yeah, no, I know who you are. She won the comment signature, what's that called? Free reading for the end of the month. And so if you're interested in winning a free reading at the end of every month or other free stuff, there is the comment signature example. This one's mine, butterfly, stars, fire. So if you're interested, just make up your own emojis. You leave the same 3 emojis every time. And remember, they're called, it's called a comment signature, not a chat signature. So if you leave it in the chat and you like, why didn't I win? Because you left it in the chat, not the comments. Okay, that's why I call it that. It's a weird name, I know. Thank you to everybody who liked this video. And I gotta go because I don't even know what else to say at this point. This reading was so weird. There's a lot of information. If you're just getting here, I highly suggest you go back to watch and try to find at least one sign or synchronicity that stands out, because there's so much imagery happening here. There's so many number syncs even. And again, if you're willing, please share it in the chat, because I think it's going to be very helpful for us to better understand whatever we might be missing if we can all pool our information, because everybody's going to be drawn to different, what's that called? Different descriptions and explanations, interpretations. So it'd be helpful if we could all help each other out in that way. I love you so much. Don't forget to check the comments, leave your comment signature, and we will be back probably tomorrow, because there's just some things I actually really want to look into now that I've gotten this live out of the way. Congratulations to anybody who's been getting into union, if you're even watching this anymore, because everybody knows once people get into union, they don't watch these videos anymore. But if you're still here, I love you and congratulations. And if it's coming for you soon, keep believing, stay positive, and do your best to embrace your divine masculine as they are, so that you guys can both start to practice this perfect divine partnership. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Peace.